I hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. And today we're going to go through step number 4. Step number 4 is going to be all about your story and how to share your video tour. So the video tour is in the website, then under capture pages. There's a lot of different tours. We're going to go through that a little bit more. But the first thing I want to go through right now is how to share your story. So while you're waiting to create your own story, you can always share other people's, but it's really important to start working on your own. And we can have 2 different stories. One story may be product related, and the other story may be opportunity related. Or you can combine both. But personally, I like to have 2 stories. And as I'm new to the business, I focus on my product story. And when I want a business story, I tend to use my mentor's business story. So that's a great way to use if you can have one story about you and one story about somebody else. It's going to give you a huge advantage. So I'm going to share, you always want to use 3 different points for your story, right? And you want to keep your story between 3 and 5 minutes. You don't really want to go over 5 minutes with your story. So your first step is life before. So you want to choose 3 points and really focus on how difficult it was, the pain, and what was going on at that stage. So for example, before I was always tired, I could barely get through my days, I was yawning by lunchtime, I had absolutely no motivation. I would get home from work and I would sit on the couch and get absolutely nothing done. And I was always stressed out because I hadn't taken action about the future. And with everything going on, I just didn't know what was coming next. So there was 3 things. I was always tired, not productive after work, and stressed. And then I added my amazing sprays and essential oils, and it's really changed my routine. And I would love to be able to help you do the same. Now I feel amazing. I've got lots of energy. Not only do I get through my day, I thrive through my day. And when I get home from work, I no longer feel like I can't do anything. I can get lots done and so much more. So that task list that was piling up is no longer piling up because I've got motivation again thanks to these amazing products. And on top of that, I'm no longer stressed because I know I've taken control of my financial future and no longer have to stress on the what ifs. I know that if something happens, I've taken it into my own hands and have something I can work from home on my time, no matter what happens in today's world. So see how I brought those 3 points back at the end? So that's really what you want to focus on. You want to focus on those 3 points and how it's completely pivoted, so from a negative to a positive. And that's what's going to attract your people. And you don't want to share too much on step number 2. The step you actually want to put the most focus on is number 1, because that's what people can relate with today. They're still tired, they're still stressed, and they're still feeling this way. So really make that connection there, pull them in, share just a little bit about your solution. Don't give them too much. Make them curious, and then close with how you're making them feel. So that's really a great way to go about it, because when you feel better, people can see it in you. I mean, the difference in my energy levels are out of this world, and people are commenting on it and can really see the difference. So think about what your story can be. If you're not ready to do your 2 or 3 yet, start with your 1. What are the issues that you'd like to fix? Start with a product story. So write down number 1 first, life before, or maybe life now. So write that all down and jot that down. And then number 2, let's find the solution. And once you've found the solution, let's start adding that into your daily lifestyle. And then within a week or 2, once you've been using the product and working the business, you're going to start growing that story. So you're going to get closer and closer to step number 3. So that's where your story is going to become complete. And I think that's something that's going to make a really big difference for you and help you grow your business a lot. And like I said, share my story. My story is always here to be used. That doesn't bother me at all. I'm totally okay with that. And another step that's really important is going to be to share your video tour. So I always recommend connecting with at least 2 people a day. And with those people, I like to close my conversation with either inviting them to an event or sharing the tour with them. And what I like with the tour is that it's on their time. So if you know it's somebody that's busy and probably not available Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. and you already know that, don't bother inviting to the event, bring them right to your tour. And I have a line that I really like to use with my tour, especially with people that you know. I always say something like, I'll open the door of conversation first, of course, and then I'll go along with the lines of, if I send you I've started a new project and would love to know what you think. If I send you a short video tour, could you take 10 minutes to watch it and let me know what you think? And wait for an answer there. You always want to use the if I, would you. If I send you the video, when would you watch it would be your next question. So always have that exchange. If I do this, will you do that? And you always want to go with that way because you're going to not only create the connection, but you're going to create that aspect of responsibility. So if they do join your team, they're already ready for those assignments. And it's just a great way to follow up and have better results. Because if people aren't committed to watching the video at a certain time, they're probably not going to do it. And if they tell you, just going to give you an example, I'm going to watch the video tonight at 8 o'clock. At 9 o'clock sharp, you should be following up with them. Hey, how are you? Do you have that chance to watch the video tour I sent you? So keep them accountable for what they said they're going to do. And there's many different scripts you can use to send you a video tour, but it's a really great way to introduce indirectly to your product or business. And also with your video tour, what you can always do is when someone asks you for info. So if someone asks you for info, say, I'm just getting started. Would you take a few minutes to watch a video tour if I sent it to you? Just so that way there, it takes some pressure off of you. It gives them their first exposure. And then from there, you can go to either booking a 3-way call. You can possibly ask them to invite or come to a Tuesday night event or maybe one of our other team presentations because there is some going through all week. You just need to check the team schedule for that. So it's really important to always go from event to event to event. You always want to be inviting them to the next event because we're going to talk about follow-up in the following segment. And that's where it comes in. Your follow-up is always inviting to different events because the average person is going to need between 5 and 8 exposures before they make any kind of decision. So don't think because you got in touch with them once and they haven't made a commitment that they're not interested. They're just not ready. They haven't seen enough yet. So if somebody signs up before that 5th exposure, you just got lucky because on the average, you're going to need to make those exposures. So I'm going to be here to help teach you and simplify all those exposures, and we're going to be able to do it together while achieving success, simplifying things, and having lots of fun. So if you need any help sending over your video tour, if you also don't know where your video tour is, if you go back to step 1 above this video, it's going to show you exactly where all the stuff is in the back office to share that tour. And when the person does take the tour, they're going to type in their name and email, and it's going to start creating you a list. It's also very important before you do send your tour out that you go into your back office, which is shown in the first video as well, go to your settings, put your traffic rotator to your right leg, just because it's going to show people how many people fall on their team. And we want to put everybody on the same side to grow some momentum together to get those new people excited and signed up faster. So I'm really excited to grow this with you, to grow our power line and to share our tours. If you have questions, need help with your story, need help with anything at all, please let me know. And our next one is going to be about follow-up. Have a wonderful day and let's grow our businesses together.